I'm a botch. I'm a botch. I'm
Yep.
a botch. I'm a bitch.
I'm a botch.
I
I'm a
know.
bitch. I'm a botch. I'm a bitch. I'm a botch.
Shine like glotch.
Like Clyde.
I was trying to rhyme it already. I was just like trying to pull it off. I always meant to do it that way.
You always pull it off. Actually, those are the lyrics.
I'm a bitch. I'm a botch.
Anyone who thinks those aren't the lyrics are wrong.
Yeah,
So
I know. Even the person who wrote them.
yeah.
Welcome
I'm
to.
not gaslighting. Gaslighting isn't real.
Yeah, right. Who does that? No one. No one you know. Hey, welcome to us. This is Kaylee Wester.
Welcome to us.
Welcome to us, fellow
Welcome.
fellow Aquarian sun, Kaylee.
Yes.
Oh, fellow
Yeah.
fire moon, Kaylee.
Butterfly moon. Yes. That is. That is me.
My child, and I look hot and she looks hot.
Yeah. We're just hot today.
And we were
It's
talking
good.
about how not sorry we are about that. Not
Yeah.
sorry. Mm-hmm.
I'm not sorry that I look cute.
Right? Don't be. Don't be. It's a mistake.
Mm-hmm.
Well, today we're actually going to be talking about something you brought to my attention, Kaylee, that we tried recording yesterday, but flip flop.
The universe wasn't having
No,
it.
like we're taking the power off. But what you want to talk about? What we're going to
Yeah.
talk about because you brought it up?
Yeah.
Go.
Yeah. The universe has been really messing with us today and yesterday.
Oh
A
my
lot
God.
yesterday.
I'm going to
A
say
lot of lessons.
so many. But you know what, though? This is the first time I'm having. So, North Node in Aries is who I'm blaming. You,
Mm-hmm.
dragon. Um,
My
so,
North Node is in Aries
yeah.
natally. Wait, is that happening in the transits right now?
Yes. Yes.
Oh
So,
my God. And I reverted back to dressing super Libra, and that's my South Node. Oh shit. Oh my God. Wow. I didn't even know that was happening.
yes.
Wow.
Yes. So that North Node portal, right? Accelerated growth, right? It comes around and then it goes, hey, are you fulfilling your karma? Are you fulfilling what you came here to do?
Are you
And
doing
if
what you
the
need
answer is
to do?
no, then it's harder times, right? But if the answer is yes, you still have those hard times, but they feel better. They feel more like,
Yeah.
oh, I'm doing much better this time go round. I feel, Kaylee, like I've been taking finals, like life finals recently
Yeah.
around my ego areas. All of us have it. I have more of it because it's my moon and my rising. Mm.
Yeah. If it weren't for your fucking Virgo stellium, you'd be a menace. I'm
Oh,
saying it now.
you know it. You know it. And if they weren't in retrograde, going like, let's reflect first before it comes out your mouth. And even then, sometimes not enough reflection time. But I've been noticing though that this time my ego checks, instead of getting like frustrated or irked, like about things, I've been more like, is it really that important? Or is your expectations just making it so? Is your ego making it so? And I'm like, I know it's ego now. So it feels better. I feel like I'm passing life tests, you know?
Yeah. I'm learning who I am outside of relationships.
Oh, yeah. In the
Trying to
world.
enjoy being single. That's like the
Mm.
energy that I'm in. I'm in a very Sex in the City summer. And
Model shoes.
yeah. Very yeah, very Gilmore Girls, very Friends, very it's just like a 90s sitcom summer.
Oh
That's the
my God.
energy.
Shut up. You're just glorious looking. Glorious.
It's true.
Mm, mm.
But
All right.
yeah. Okay. So
Time.
T,
Not talking about us.
today
Yeah.
we are talking about
Hmm.
the beef or the most recent version of the beef
Uh huh.
between Kendrick Lamar and Drake.
Okay, so
That's what we're talking about.
sizzling.
Because like this tea has been brewing for years, since I want to say 2013, but
Mhm.
it's really just been like extreme recently.
So
And
that's some like potent tea then, right? That tea
yeah.
pack a punch has been brewing that
Mhm.
long. That's some,
That tea has whiskey in
yeah,
it.
right. That tea sounds
Like,
like kombucha. It's kombucha by now, It has some,
yeah, it's just
yeah.
yeah, fermented as fuck.
Yeah.
But yeah, so
Well,
yeah.
let's look at the
Uh
shots. What do you say? Kendrick Lamar and Drake.
yeah,
Let's look at both their checks
yeah,
individually. Then we can look at the synergy
yeah.
between them. Maybe look at some squares, why they got so much tea, why they should fuck already. Just
Yeah, every time two men are in a fight, I'm like, and then kiss?
yeah, right. Called fucking or fighting, baby. That's ego up in
Mars.
there. Yeah,
I just have a Pluto Mars. It's
yeah,
just how I am.
right.
But yeah,
All right, so we're talking
yeah.
first about Miss Lamar here as the pictures here.
Mr.
Do
Lamar.
you see? And look, they're already like, oh Drake, Kendrick, Drake,
Mr. Lamar, the sweet baby boy. That's
Mm-hmm. Right?
he's not a
And
baby. He's
yeah,
yeah.
he's not a baby, but he's a baby.
I
Just
don't
kidding.
know, but he gives baby girl. That's like the energy.
Oh, that's interesting. Well, so I know in the recording we started yesterday, I was saying that I expected him to have much less. I expected him to have more Aquarius than I see in his chart, right? Like a
He
lot
has a
more
lot of
Aquarius.
cancer. Holy shit.
That's a lot of Cancer. It
That's the big
is, yeah,
girl.
yeah. You know what,
Hmm.
too? Like in the 10th house, this is so people who I know who have Cancer in like the 10th and 11th houses in particular are like super psychic. They tend to be like psychic mediums. Like they give you a
Hmm.
reading, right? Um,
Yeah, I could see that. He's definitely prophetic. Like
yeah,
in
there's
his
like a
lyric
prophetic
stuff,
vibe.
like I mean, like he's won prizes for like how prestigious and how like prophetic and how like deep his lyrics are. Like he's known for lyrics.
Yeah.
It's
Bet.
like he just when he drops music, people have revelations. Like that's just what happens.
Yeah, right. I think that's that Mars Cancer. Mars Cancer people who I know tend to be rather in the knowing or prophetic side. You know,
Yeah,
Dad has a Mars in Cancer.
that makes sense.
Yeah, and so like when they say things, they're like all whoa. So yeah, and then yeah, and then other things that happened. Hi, yeah. Oh, other things that happen with water vibes. So I've noticed water vibes are more like physical, body, right? Emotive. There's this playfulness that is not intellectual, right? That is not like dry.
Yeah,
I'm very dry, I feel sometimes, right? My very
yeah.
your fire is like no nonsense. Virgo, let's get serious. Whereas my
You
water
are.
is like not on point.
I come off as very playful, but I'm very intense. That's it's
Well,
it's like I'm just having fun. And then it's like, but also here's brutal honesty and
this is why you want to
like
chill.
here's how intensely I'm feeling this thing.
I don't know what you're talking about or where you got that
No,
from.
you have no idea.
Whatever.
No, no
Uh
idea whatsoever. Yeah.
but he does have a lot of air though, right? We got a packed up Gemini up in here, right? So this is Sun, Chiron, Vesta, Venus, Vertex, all in Gemini of the ninth house. Was his dad like a pastor or something that had to do with law or religion,
I
right?
don't
It's
know.
or a
I'm
teacher.
gonna
These
look
are like
it up.
teachers, communicators. Was his dad some kind of teacher guy? Teacher in law, in religion, higher education somehow, book publishing.
A former gang hustler. He's the first child of Kenneth Duckworth, a former gang hustler who previously worked at KFC.
Yeah, higher education. There you go. Now I
Yeah.
don't
Well, he was a gang hustler, so
know, gang
gotta know
hustler.
something.
So
I don't know.
in law, but not that kind, maybe.
But not, yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, this person definitely likes to read, right? I haven't met the Venus Sun Gemini yet who doesn't like books and reading. Um, Devoted to it, probably. And then he himself probably likes books that have to do with self-help or like sort of highest self vibes because ninth house is very philosophical, it's cultural, traveling, right? So he maybe likes to travel.
Yeah,
Definitely is meant to travel for sure, right? Because we got that Saturn Uranus series there in the third house. So this is a lot of travel in short distance, right? But then
for
there's
sure. Yeah.
but then there's also a life purpose of unexpectedly traveling somewhere or traveling to unconventional places, right? Something like that.
Yeah.
He,
So just a summary of like him, I want to say is like just going through like big six really quickly.
yeah,
And then we can just because
let's do it.
for all of you who don't know the crazy mad scientist part of this,
What?
here's the big six.
Mhm.
So Sun in Gemini, and it's in the ninth, right?
Yeah,
Ninth house.
it is.
Yeah.
It's in the ninth. This is on the 10th. And then Leo doesn't have anything in them.
Yeah.
But continue.
Which is interesting. But yeah, no. So Sun, Gemini, 10th house. That's
Nice.
rising or AC, right?
Yeah.
That's Libra, first
Mhm.
house, obviously, because rising.
Mhm.
Um, he changes his hair a lot, so that makes sense.
Yeah, right. And definitely when he was younger was passed around a lot. Like
Yeah.
stayed with lots of
Yeah. Moon in Pisces in the sixth. Aw.
yeah.
So feels a lot, loves animals. That's
Yeah.
energy. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's see. Where's
That's
Mars? Mars is in Cancer, as we've mentioned.
good.
Venus is in Gemini. Oh, that's nice.
Mhm, mhm.
And then I think Mercury, that rounds out the six.
Yeah.
Mercury is in Cancer.
Yeah. In Cancer.
Yeah.
Boom.
Sweet, sweet boy.
Yeah, so we've got air rising, makes for a very, very smart person. And we've got a whole lot of water, which makes for a very intuitive person, right? Somebody who's going to be very passionate, Mars and Cancer, about with the water, with the
Yeah.
feeling, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Well,
bam.
that's Kendrick.
Yeah,
Let's go to Drake.
Drake is right here. Okay, Drake.
Yeah, crazy. Yep.
So Drake
Okay.
big six. We've got rising in Leo, 29th degree. That's a urgent degree, right? That's a
Yeah.
mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So
Okay. So
yeah,
yeah.
might have been born in a small town or lived in a place that was sort of more small-ish. The community was small-ish. Something I've noticed with
Yeah.
Sun 0 degrees Scorpio, another sort of new degree, sort of new to Scorpio, right? 0 degree. And then 0 degrees in the fourth house. This can mean sometimes that that the native lost their father when they were very young.
Hmm.
I don't know if this is true of him or not.
I don't know either.
But he's
Uh,
this is Scorpio right here, though. This is a whole lot of.
a lot of Scorpio and a lot of Sagittarius. Like
Mhm.
crazy.
So they both have a lot of Sagittarius. They both have Uranus, Saturn, Sag. They both have Mercury's in water too. And we've got
Mhm.
a Cancer moon over here too, right?
Interesting.
Yeah, this is
With
someone who probably gets along with mom, right? Probably has some form of positive opinion of mom. Um, yeah, I don't know. Anyway, in the 12th house, though, yeah, I have thoughts about it when I see a 12th house moon.
Mhm. uh
Um,
Mars and is that Eros together in Aquarius?
yeah,
Wow. In
that
the seventh.
yeah, that is fights with significant others, but it's
Yeah.
also Aquarius is like fights with community, fights against community, gets community to fight with it, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
Mars fights with friends, right? There will be a fights with friends with Mars.
Yeah. Yeah.
I've also heard other people talk about Mars being in the seventh as very attracted to Mars people, Marsian people. So, that could
Yeah.
be attracted to intelligent men. Just saying, just putting that out there. Just putting that out there. Okay.
Yeah.
We've got a North Node in Aries right here for Mr. Drakey Drake, 20 degrees. So that bopped about 2 months ago. So transiting Aries would have been over this.
Yeah. Yeah, which I think is when all this stuff started. Um,
Yeah, so we've got a person who has a strong need for control, Scorpio,
yeah.
right? This is also strong fears that this person will have to process emotionally through in their lifetime,
Mm-hmm.
right? That's a lot. That's a whole lot of don't talk about home, you know? Um like I was saying, I mentioned this on the other one too, but that French when we went to the
Renaissance
Renaissance fair.
fair.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
ate the French court, and then there was that guy, and then
Yeah.
his girlfriend
Yeah.
was like, "Can you look at his chart?" And I looked at it, and he had a very similar one. So
Interesting.
great on a
Um,
stage, but
that's
damn,
offensive to the French guy. Okay.
well, no, got uncomfortable when I started talking about his chart, though. Like
Yeah.
visibly, like I want a Scorpio is the sign that likes to reject anything, everything. They're like,
Yeah.
no, 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 right? It's this fixed
Yeah.
sign.
So you would say he's very closeted and like secretive about home life, right?
Massively so. Massively so.
Okay.
Very controlling about home life. Very this is the kind of person who would be pissed
Yeah.
if someone tried to expose this part of him.
Yeah, no, that plays into the beef.
Right?
Um,
Let's talk beef.
let's talk beef.
I'm gonna stop the share. You're gonna tell me the beef, and then we'll pull up this synastry. Beef,
So,
beef. What is it?
I don't know exactly when it started, and I'm not like the most educated on this topic, but here's what I do know.
Mm-hmm.
Um, one of them started it. I think it was Drake, just like I think he was like I don't listen to Drake's music a lot, so I wouldn't really know. But he like I think he like called Kendrick out in a song or something, and it just they started making music back and forth.
Mm-hmm.
And at first it was like, oh yeah, this is like, like a fun like diss track. Like everyone loves new good music, especially when two of like the kings of rap are like coming together and really like fighting.
Right.
Like it's just like it's hard to look away. That's so like and Drake is known for his flow and Kendrick is known for his lyrics. And so it's like when you have that combo of like watching it go back and forth with lyrics and flow, really fun, right?
Right.
Everyone was like, this is so fun.
Mhm.
And then it just got increasingly more intense. Like Kendrick found out some personal things about Drake
Like
that,
what?
and like we saw Scorpio, right? So Kendrick found out, and people are still debating if some of this is real or not, or if like this was false information that he got, or if he's just like trying to get a rise out of Drake. But there's there apparently Drake has a daughter
Mhm.
that he doesn't talk like apparently he has a daughter, and that's like really shocking, right?
Mhm.
So no one knows, so Kendrick made this entire song that was apologizing to his daughter, who like to apologizing to Drake's daughter for keeping her out of the light. And like it genuinely like the song, I think that's Meet the Grams, right? Yeah. So he has this entire song just apologizing to Drake's children, because there's not just a daughter, there's possibly a son. And the entire song is just, I'm sorry that your dad is so horrible. I'm sorry that your dad is such a horrible person. I'm sorry about all these horrible things that your dad has done to people, like to all these people. Like he just aired so much dirty laundry, right? And that's not the only song that did that. May 4th is the day I want to look at, because Kendrick came out with 3 singles back to back within minutes.
Yeah.
And I think Meet the Grams was one of them. There's another one where he calls out Drake for being a pedophile. And Drake's response to that was to be like, I never touched Millie Bobby Brown. No one said Millie Bobby Brown.
Yeah.
He outed himself
Yeah.
by saying Millie Bobby Brown.
Well, what
Like
is,
he
has
just,
Millie Bobby Brown said anything?
no, she's been quiet, I think. But like I know they were like really close a couple years back when she was still a kid.
Mm-hmm.
Um
Mm-hmm.
and like they texted all the time, and it felt a little off even when it was happening, and everyone was kind of like, okay, should we do something about this? But like they seem to be friends anyway.
Yeah.
Called out for being a pedophile, called out for getting a BBL, which is a Brazilian butt lift for those of you who don't know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Called out for hiding secret children, called out for being addicted to certain kinds of drugs, called like just, I don't really know how Kendrick got this info, but like it's a whole thing. And then the real nail on the coffin there was one of the singles, the cover, like the album cover thing for one of the singles is a picture of inside Drake's house,
Oh my God.
of like, and it's evidence of all the stuff that he was talking about. So it's like pill bottles of like specific drugs, and it's like evidence of like all the stuff. And that is
Oh,
that, right? And so,
then yeah,
and
that's
on
that
top of that, he
Scorpio.
he psyched Drake out too. He psyched
Yeah.
Drake out. He was like, in the songs, he was talking about how like Drake can't trust anyone because like everyone hates him, and and Kendrick kept going on about like, I have people on the inside, and so Drake is going fucking crazy right now, because like there's a like, because how he can't trust anyone, right now, right? And then
That's
yeah,
interesting.
so
With kids. Like other Leo risings that I know, if you outed them, think about that, right? Like how hard that person
Leo
is.
rising and all that Scorpio.
Uh,
And the whole time, Drake kept trying to be like, no, whatever. Like he kept trying. But
yeah.
like even at the start of this, when he was coming out with songs like push-ups, like it was all just stuff of like, I don't know, like you suck. You're like like you probably beat your wife, like blah blah blah, whatever whatever whatever. And then Kendrick was just like, I hate the way you are as a person, I hate who you are just as a person, you suck, I hate everything about you, I'm going to air all of your dirty laundry
But
and we'll see how you feel about it.
what's really interesting about that is that other Scorpios that I know, I've heard them described in this way, that heavy Scorpio people have like calculated, and then they'll
Mm-hmm.
be on the side that the better calculation.
Yeah.
puts them on, right? So it's not necessarily coming from an intrinsic place of goodness so much as I've calculated this and I will stand on this side because more people will say,
Yeah.
right? And so it makes them come across as intense, but it can also make them come across as not hurting, right? Because Scorpio is going to sting. Scorpio
Mm-hmm.
stings and it doesn't want you to know that it's been hurt, you know?
Yeah. And it's just it's crazy that like all this stuff happened, right? And so it's so
Yeah,
I
what
don't know if there's more to that, but the last I heard was the album cover dropped of like inside like all this stuff laid out on Drake's bed.
yeah.
And it was like after that things quieted down. But May 4th is when the back-to-back like Kendrick tracks dropped.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Um
Kendrick was putting stuff out. Yeah. Okay.
yeah. And
Okay.
but yeah, and so now everyone is like, freaking out about it.
Okay, we can look at then what was getting maybe exposed for them on those days, and then we'll talk about
Yeah.
their.
Well, I'm curious if Kendrick was right about some shit.
Oh, okay. So
But
you want to know? Okay, let's go Kendrick first, and let's do transiting by will. That's the transits, and we're looking
Mhm.
for May 4th. That's a Saturday, sugar. And then where? LA? Do we still not know? But probably LA, right?
LA probably.
Yeah,
Yeah.
my best guess. 12/21
Oh my
PM.
gosh. And
Mhm.
one of the songs Drake came out with used AI generated voices to sound like Snoop Dogg and Dr. Dre, I think, to
Mm,
just like diss on Kendrick. But he
wow.
used like AI to do it. And yeah, there's a
Yeah.
lot of stuff like that. It's just, there's a lot here.
Yeah, there's a
Lot
lot
here.
popping. Okay, so this is Kendrick. Uh-huh. Wait. Is that 5/04/2024? Okay, so his eighth house is Taurus, Kendrick Lamar's, and he's got nothing but good vibes popping through there, right? Like, so he doesn't have anything to hide, this one. He's got the sun.
Yeah.
Yeah. He is, however, he's got fullness here, which is shooting oneself in the foot, possibly. So, and Jupiter and Uranus are like, go for it, you know. All right. So what's happening for him? 21 on Chiron here. So Eros on Chiron. And it's with that sun there. So shedding light on from ninth house matters that have to do with passion,
Hmm.
news, right? Mercurial things. Anyway, that was like a thought
Yeah.
I had. We've got so what I'm wondering, so we've got Chiron 20 on his 23-degree Aries, right? 23 Aries. So a part of like wounds is happening. So almost it's like the wounds that Kendrick Lamar maybe felt when he was younger about his, you know, beliefs and stuff like that, right?
That would be interesting considering his song, I think it's called Meet the Grams.
This is talking about wounds, right? Exposing wounds around beliefs and others and partnerships. Oh shit. So he's got a North Node in Aries too. Look at that. They both have a North
Yeah.
Node in Aries. And they both have North Node transiting Aries currently. So that is like stuff that was going to be coming out for a while is coming out. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Well, this tea's been brewing for a hot minute. I'm just gonna look up the lyrics for Meet the Grams
Yeah.
because
We've got
yeah.
Moon Neptune here too, right? Moon Neptune. That is emotional things coming to light or things happening behind the scenes or that have been happening behind the scenes, right? Like emotional past things.
Yeah, okay. Right out the gate
Mm-hmm.
in terms of lyrics for this one song at
Yeah.
least, it's I'm sorry that that man is your father, let me be honest. It takes a man to be a man. Your dad is not responsive. I look at him and wish your grandpa would have wore a condom. I'm sorry that you gotta grow up and then stand behind him. Life is hard, I know. The challenge is always gonna beat us home. Yeah, it's just like just going on and on about like I'm grieving the fact that you have to deal with this man as your father.
Yeah.
And that is interesting. Because I wonder if he has some kind of childhood wounds around either like his dad or like a father figure
Yeah.
of some kind. Because like this whole song is just that. It's just
So he does have the
yeah.
wound. So Kendrick Lamar definitely has Chiron. He definitely has wounds around father, right? So we have the sun here, 26 degrees Gemini, and Chiron, 22 degrees Gemini, right next to it. We've got Venus here though too, so there is some sort of admiration that he might have in some way, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, I can see
But
that. I
definitely
don't
has
know that.
wounds. Yeah.
But yeah, no, it seems like there's something going on. But
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, it seemed like he was really going for it. I mean, there were memes of like the show Invincible?
Yeah. Oh,
The show, that point at the like towards the end where like he's like beating
yeah.
the one like they're like beating each other up.
Yeah.
There's been a lot of memes of that with like Kendrick's face on like the dude and
Yeah.
then like Drake's face on the kid and it's like yeah, there's been a lot of stuff like that because Kendrick just kept going. No one was like, you could keep going. Everyone was like, you did it. He's dead. And like, he was like, no, this is not over.
Oh my God. So we've got transiting Saturn up on his moon here, right? Who Saturn
Yeah.
gives restrictions, boundaries, a comeuppance around inner world emotions in a way. And
Yeah.
they are in trine to look 16 in trine to Mercury 16 here, right? So
Ooh.
that is talking
Okay.
about father things and emotional things here, and familial things, and then hard Mars familial things. And then look at this, transiting Saturn in exact square to his natal Mars 17 there. So I have to do something about this boundary that isn't being addressed, right?
Mm-hmm.
I have to do something, communicate third house, right? I have to do something about, I'm gonna have to, right? That's what that is.
Yeah.
Interesting. So yeah, that Saturn is playing a huge role here of like,
Mm-hmm.
Saturn is also the right, because Saturn returns when they happen, they're like, hey, are you doing what you're supposed to be doing? So he felt very moved to talk about this, really.
Gosh, am I in a Saturn return? Because I've been feeling it.
Oh yeah, Saturn return is usually like 28 to 31 depending upon your degree of Saturn. I know where yours is, so I'll tell you what's coming up and how to deal with it. You're welcome.
Yay.
Okay, let's see what was going on for Mr. Man here. Okay. So look at all this. So all that Taurus
So,
energy that was not,
is this
so this is Drake now.
no, this is still on Kendrick.
Oh, this is still on Kendrick. Okay.
Yeah.
So maybe it doesn't change for me. Okay, cool. I'm gonna do that, and then I'm gonna do it, and then we'll put on Kendrick or Drake's shit.
Drake.
And there we go. Now we see Drake, right?
Now we're on Drake. Yes.
Okay, so Kendrick Lamar had his up here, and there wasn't anything that was like opposing or hitting anything, right? In his eighth house.
Yeah.
This, on the other hand, hello, Scorpio. And what is an opposition? Everything. That dude is in an opposition moment.
Yeah.
That's
The man is yeah. The man got aired the fuck out in like on a very public platform.
oh, Scorpio hates that. Mm, mm. Oh my God. Okay, so now Saturn is affecting his Jupiter, father, children, also eighth house, secret children, what, who. Not every time, but sometimes that is a thing.
Secret children.
Yeah, yeah. Is children who you have Jupiter there could be like that you'll have to pay taxes for, or a husband. Sometimes it's a female chart or female person's chart, right? Anyway,
Mm.
just saying this is definitely confirming to me that there's probably some hidden children up in here. And Jupiter is in domicile though, right? So Jupiter rules this and it is retrograde. So this kind of means
Yeah.
that good things could come out of it still for him. Um,
Yeah. Yeah.
but yeah, Saturn up on his Jupiter, that is restricting buoyancy. That is a comeuppance about children. That is a
Well,
part of
that's
what's going on here. And then
definitely
behind the
been.
scenes, what's been going on behind Mr. Man's scenes here, Drake's scenes, right? Moon, mothering, nurturing, right? Neptune.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty amazing. And then Nessus's abuse. Yeah.
Mm,
Nessus is,
wow.
yeah, so that's really interesting. And then he's got this whole opposition. That's just, damn, baby. Yeah, this zodiac
Yeah.
not happy about this. Um,
Yeah. That's crazy.
and then Saturn is in a, well, natally, it's always in a square than Jupiter. Yeah, he definitely had rough stuff with dad for certain. I can tell you that here. He had rough stuff with
Mm,
his dad. Ooh, he also has Saturn in his fifth house of children.
Hmm.
Interesting. So that's like, again, we have another hidden, right? We have
Mm.
another covered. We have another restrictions when it comes to children, right?
Yeah. That's crazy.
Yeah, right. We've got Uranus who kind of helps to break that, but still interesting. So yeah, what's going on this day is this guy is getting a comeuppance on Jupiterial things, other people's resources, other people's stuff, other people's children, right?
Yeah.
His this is getting exposed big time, right? We've got all this in opposition, Venus opposite everybody, right? Oh man, that's a whole lot of opposites. Like this is a moment where Drake will have to um choose the better side of that Jupiter and Pisces. Like,
Yeah.
you know,
That's definitely, you got to choose to be better, you know?
yeah, he's gonna have to definitely choose that. It and I don't think that's impossible for him to do here because that Jupiter 13 Pisces is in a trine to his Venus 8, and both benefics are retrograde, which means they are both reflective before they can come out. So it's
Mhm.
like having a hard time saying good things or the good things of life, right?
Yeah. I will say this, just witnessing the way that Drake's been
Mm-hmm.
for like the past few years,
Yeah.
it seems like he doesn't always choose the light side of things.
It's hard when you have that much Scorpio. You don't get that much Scorpio because life was easy, you know?
Mhm.
And the other thing too is that he's got this Drake has a lot of water, right? We've got water Scorpio, we've got a water moon, we've got a water Jupiter. The only things that we have in air or the ability to change is
Mhm.
Mars. So the only way that will change his mind or his thinking comes from Marsy things, right?
Mhm.
People punching him.
Well, hopefully it'll be an enlightenment moment.
I'm
Hopefully
hoping so.
he'll have a moment and it'll be like, okay, cool.
Yeah, I'm hoping he chooses that light side because Saturn in Sagittarius is a more light-hearted, serious planet, you
Hmm.
know, and then
Yeah.
Uranus there too, light-wedded. Anyway, so it's not impossible for him. He just if he sings a reflective song about it, that might be awesome. Anyway,
Yeah, if he does.
so this is their this is their synastry chart here. We've got
Okay.
Drake on the or sorry, Kendrick on the inside, Drake on the outside.
Okay.
And so um we've got power struggles here. So we've got Pluto 7, right? So this gives Drake an extreme desire to control everything that he's aware of, everything he cares about, his fourth house stuff, right? And
Hmm.
then what Kendrick Lamar has a value for is exposing, asking why, right? the deep, the vulnerable, right? When I think of Vera, Mary's daughter, right? Libra rising, what you have is somebody who is unapologetically asking you hard questions, hard truths, and wants
Yeah.
hard answers. Why is this? Why is this? And we'll keep pushing because is looking for the bottom, right?
Yeah. Vera's very much like that too. Yeah. I
Right.
see.
So you have that flavor here, you know,
Yeah.
of there is an ethical value for exposing, for getting to the bottom of things, right?
Yeah.
So that clashes with this very private karmic fourth house.
Yeah. Also um yeah, wow, there's just a lot going on.
Mm-hmm.
Chiron with Chiron. It's 22 and 20 degrees.
Oh my God, Chiron. So the more they heal themselves, right? The more they work on healing themselves, the more they can be a mirror for each other to heal.
Yeah, yeah. Which
That,
is good. That's really good.
yeah,
Yeah,
both got that North Node though in Aries, and both had this North Node transiting Aries, uh,
right now.
hurtling through, right? Saying things that have been needed to be said for forever. Kendrick Lamar, though, he's got a lot of air, so it's kind of easy for him to process. He can mentally process, there's a level of detachment that
Yeah.
is afforded to air signs, right? Because we're like, oh yeah, just say words, just think about it, just talk about it. Whereas some
Logical.
just be logical. What? And then somebody who does not have, and in fact has Mars severed from detachment, severed from um right, that extra mental energy in that way. Not saying he's not smart. I don't ever want to say that, but still, Kendrick Lamar has a benefit of being able to fast go through. And that's what you're saying too. Kendrick Lamar has better words, whereas Drake has better beats, right? The
Yeah.
musical part of, right?
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's definitely interesting. I feel like it's been a really big explosion that's happened, and now they're kind of waiting for the dust to settle before anything else happens. Um, which is good. Like, we need a break from the drama for a second. Let us digest this information first, guys.
Yeah, come with this action. So here's
Yeah.
another interesting thing. This is the 12th house here. This moon in Cancer for Drake, which is another sort of
Yeah.
secretive, misunderstood house. And we've got Mercury
Mhm.
moon. So we've got somebody talking about publicly, 10th house with authority, 10th house about 12th house, Cancer, familial relationships.
Yeah. Wow. That's pretty good.
Right? That's like,
Yeah.
yeah, Kendrick Lamar is like this. Well, he's a walking sort of bomb anyway of intelligence, but he also got some psychic shit up in here. They both do, but Drake. So the secret to that much Scorpio is having one a bomb ass relationship with your highest self.
Mhm.
Like you've got to really have a good relationship with yourself, and that is something that must be cultivated through time because Scorpio
Yeah.
is inherited, right? So like you really have to lean into why do I have the fear of being exposed, right?
Yeah. Oh, for
uh,
sure. Yeah.
so you like have to own it, Marsy, own it, right? Man up in that way, you
Wow.
know.
Yeah. It's
Right.
interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It'll be
That's
interesting to see how it develops for them.
yeah.
I kind of wonder how Jupiter and Gemini will do because that goes into Kendrick Lamar's ninth house beliefs, right? I wonder. And then where does it go in for what's his face here? It go for, so Gemini for him is his 10th house. Oh, with wounds.
Hmm. That'll be interesting.
Hey, get close to yourself. Do an ayahuasca ceremony. I know a guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like get
Yeah. Just like do something, you know?
yeah, do something to deal with that feeling, you know? Oh my God. Jupiter's going to be going right into his Chiron of his 11th house of friendships too. Like, I wonder if more parenting stuff will come up for Drake and how hopefully he turns that around into a better father situation by addressing his own wounds, right?
That's what you got to do. Yeah.
That's what you got
Interesting.
to do. Mm-hmm. Well, that
Well,
is the beef. They've got potential to lean into things. If they lean into their highest beliefs, highest self, you know, if Drake will be the more challenged of the two. He is the more challenging chart in some
that's
way.
definitely, he's definitely going to have a more problematic time.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean,
Gonna sting though.
Kendrick really laid it in. Yeah. But yeah, interesting
Well,
stuff.
tell us what you think about their beef. Tell us if you see anything in the charts that we didn't mention. Maybe you're like, oh
Yeah.
snap, look at that aspect too, you know, point it out.
Yeah.
And if you have any solutions, so sometimes, I mean, my favorite thing is to be like, but this is how we come together, right? Um,
Yeah.
so give them advice, peeps. Good advice, please. Alrighty,
Alrighty.
you. I'll see your face later.
Okay.
Thanks.
Sounds good.
Thanks for joining me today.
Yeah. Thanks for having me.
Take it. Bye.